Hey, people, welcome back to the Becoming TV series, exploring the deep truths and the principles that will enable you become everything you were created to be, do, and have. We've been talking about the things, the qualities that we need to adopt if we're going to achieve a greater level of success, or even success if you feel that you haven't been successful in prior periods of your life in 2023 and beyond, right? What are the things that we need to do? What are the qualities that we need to imbibe? What are the characteristics that we need to develop if we're going to make 2023 and beyond a period of our best achievements ever? So we've talked about clarity. Clarity has three separate components: decisiveness, vision, and direction. Those are the three things that make up clarity. Now, the next thing I'd like to talk about is competence, right? Another word that we can use, another synonym, that would replace competence is capability. What are you capable of, right? And this speaks to not just your present skills or set or your gift set, but also to your potential, the things that you're able to do, but you haven't developed yet, right? But even stopping at the level of competence, right? Because for most of us, the definition of competence is something you're able to execute well, something you're able to do efficiently, something that you do that makes people go, you did that good, right? But in this context, I'd like to take that to a much deeper level, right? Or a higher level, if you will, right? Because when we're talking about competence, the average understanding is something that you do that is good, which is okay, right? But if you're going to be exceptional, good actually is not enough. I'm sorry to have to break it to you, but good is not enough. There are so many people that are at the level of good, right? Let's not even talk about the people who are at average, but there are so many people who are good at what they do, right? Now, if you're just another person who is also good at what he or she does, you won't stand out, you won't be exceptional. So it's not just about being good. Real competence is not just about being good, but it's about being great. But the question to ask, right, and the thing that I really want to stick in your minds is, how do you get from good to great? Now, if you're going to become good at something, at a skill, whatever it is, it means that you must devote some certain hours to it. You have to take time to master the skills that are into or that comprise that particular thing, whatever it is, whatever skill that you want to learn, right? For instance, if I wanted to play golf, if I wanted to start learning how to play golf, which is something that I really don't like. But if I decided that I wanted to play golf, what would I need to do? I would need to start by learning the skills, right, that you need in order to. But the thing about it, as human beings, we have almost an unlimited capacity to learn new things, right? We can, you've heard that saying that you can become anything that you want to be. And I think that's true because as human beings, like I just said, we have the ability, right, to learn anything that we want to learn. So far as our minds have been fixated on something, if we want to learn something, if we really want to do it, we will do it, right? But just because you can learn something, just because you can do something or learn how to do something, does that mean that you should be doing it? That's the question, right? Because and I want to be very careful here because I don't want people to assume that it means that, okay, I shouldn't try and learn. You should try and learn. But when we're talking about competence, especially in the context of success, in the context of achievement, I think the deeper, the more fundamental question to address, or the more fundamental issue that needs to be talked about is, if we're going to be this is about excellence, if we're going to be excellent, if we're going to be great, it must be something that we are designed to do, right? I'm not designed to play golf, by no stretch of the imagination am I Tiger Woods, right? That is not That is not part of my gift set. I'm not really interested in that, right? What I am interested in is what I'm doing, teaching, whether it's through the spoken word or through the written word, right? That is what I am interested in, is what I'm doing, teaching, whether it's through the spoken word or through the written word, right? That is what I am designed to do. That is my natural gift set. You put me in front of a camera, I'm off. Right. If I need to explain things to people, trying to do that is my natural gift set. You put me in front of a camera, I'm off. Right. If I need to explain things to people, I just go ahead and do it and it flows naturally. Now, if I'm going to be really competent in that, it will be easier for me to further good teacher, I'm a great teacher, or I'm excellent teacher, I'm an excellent speaker. It's easier for me to devote the time that I need to devote to go from good to great, to go from good to excellent. Now, if you don't love something, if you don't if you're not designed, if it's not your natural gift set, it's going to be very hard for you to do that, because you won't have the inclination to want to study. You won't have the inclination to want to devote more hours. You won't have the inclination to do whatever it needs to be done, to sacrifice, to pay the price, to become great at it. So competence, real competence in my view, is not just being able to do something well. It's actually being in love with what you're doing so that you're able to devote the time that is required to get great at it. That's really what competence is all about, in my view, right? So if you're going to be successful, you have to start by identifying what are the things that I'm naturally gifted at, the things that I naturally just love to do, right? And then concentrate on becoming really competent at it, right? Because just because you're naturally gifted at something doesn't mean that you're going to be excellent at it from day one. It takes time. Even if you have a great voice, it takes time to become a very good singer or an excellent singer. So you must learn all the things that surround it, all the mechanics, all the skills, and hone them to a state of excellence. So that is competence, in a nutshell. See you.